G'day folks, I'm SwiftJar and I hope you're all doing very well.
Hello!
Since reporting on Datamined tour information on this channel, I have seen several courses we have made mention of come to surface. This includes Amsterdam Drift, Bangkok Rush, Mushroom Gorge, Daisy Cruiser, Luigi's Raceway, GBA Bowser's Castle 3, and DK Mountain. What's most exciting though is that there is much more Datamined information that we currently have our hands on. In this video, we are specifically going to be dissecting all the information that we currently have for a potential Yoshi's Island themed track. Following that, I'm going to briefly touch on when I believe it will release and what I would love to see from the track itself. Please understand that this video will contain Datamined information, so to avoid any potential future spoilers, please click off this video. Datamined information is also not guaranteed information. All information should be taken with caution, and it should only be marked as accurate once Nintendo confirms it themselves. Please know you can use the timestamps below to skip to any certain point of the video, including the giveaway at the end, and of course our new memberships we now have available. Rightio, in the past 3 years since Mario Kart Tour first released, fans of Mario Kart Tour have dissected the inner workings of the mobile game. In particular, they have caught glimpses of unreleased and upcoming content. This usually includes unused object names, which tend to help identify which courses are likely to make their way over. Some objects are very clear, but others involve a lot of speculation. One thing to note is that we can't always determine which tracks these are just by the file names alone. Sometimes we can, like with Bangkok Rush being Mob BK, but Merry Mountain for example was extremely hard to guess, being Mob HC, standing for Mob Hill Climb. This means we can only make wild guesses based on the names alone. The good news is that some courses have assets alongside them, and this can really help provide better guesses when trying to identify the course itself. One of the tracks with several associated assets with it is Mob YI. To clarify, Mob stands for mobile, and specifically relates to Nitro tracks for Mario Kart Tour. If it were to be a 3DS track for example, it would start with 3DS in the coding. Upon further investigation from data miners, Mob YI is heavily suggested to be a Yoshi's Island themed track. Not only can its internal acronym be directly tied to Yoshi's Island, but the objects linked to it also heavily hinted as well. All the current Datamined assets in the track so far descend from Super Mario World 2's Yoshi's Island. These include arrow signs, Shy Guys, and even the flower rings. Much like Merry Mountain being Mob HC, I doubt this will be the final name for the track. Instead, Mob YI is most likely just a placeholder. In terms of when we could see this track release, I believe it will be in the first quarter of 2023. My reasoning behind this is due to the prefix Datamined leak. The prefix Datamined essentially identified all of the retro prefixes for the future waves, which were accurate when Wave 2 released. Despite the 100% accuracy of Wave 2's announcement, the prefixes were in the wrong order for Wave 3. And more specifically, the Double Dash track was replaced by Wii Maple Treeway. Despite the slight inaccuracy of the prefix leak, one interesting fact to point out is that Merry Mountain and Sky High Sundae both had no prefix in the leak, yet they both remained in the exact same position upon release. I truly believe that the blank prefix spots in the prefix Datamined leak are for non-city Nitro tracks. What's interesting here is that in Wave 4's Fruit Cup, we have a blank spot for the final track. My guess is that we will see this new Yoshi's Island themed course here. Plus, with Yoshi quite often being associated with fruit, is there a better way to finish off the Fruit Cup than with a Yoshi's Island themed track? I don't think so. In terms of its release for Mario Kart Tour, Kartlife pointed out a very interesting point in a previous video of mine. This being that Yoshi tracks are usually featured in April for the spring season, so I would guess a release date around then is definitely most likely. A massive shout out to Kartlife as well, an absolute legend in the Mario Kart Tour scene. Be sure you're in the Swift Cafe Discord to join in on all the discussion, racing our upcoming time trial competitions, and even feature in a future SwiftJar video. You can find your invitation in the description below. In terms of what I would like to see from a Yoshi's Island themed track, well, quite simply, I would love to see Super Mario World 2's Yoshi's Island be brought to 3D life. Yoshi's Island has several unique characters and backdrops which would be amazing to see in a Mario Kart game. This kind of inclusion for me would simply expand upon the Mario world and provide further insights into Yoshi's Island. If this track is to become a reality, I really do hope that the Datamined flower rings will be used with gliding in some capacity. If I could have a personal wish though, I would really love to see this track feature separate seasons, much like we saw in Animal Crossing's track. We also saw this in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where the Yoshi's Island themed stage would change seasons during the brawl, and it worked perfectly as well. I feel like this feature in particular would work really well in Mario Kart. For Mario Kart Tour, this could be released as separate tracks. However, for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it could be randomly generated just like Animal Crossing does. There's even some fan art that I found online which made me want this feature even more. Either way, there is so much potential here. I can't wait to hopefully see this track come to surface in the near future. How about you though? What would you like to see from this potential Yoshi's Island themed track? And of course, if I did miss anything. As mentioned earlier, memberships are also now available on this channel, and we'll be giving away another $30 eShop voucher once this channel hits 6,000 subscribers. Just make sure you subscribe so you're in the running. Please remember to like the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe so you don't miss any future Mario Kart content on this channel.
Thank you!
Until next time, take care and goodbye.